Sup, everyone? This is Jason Ray from HotNewHipHop.
Yep.
I am here with the undisputed voice of the club, Grammy Award winner,
Yes.
Fatman Scoop, man.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm lovely, man. I'm happy to be here. You know, especially with you guys, man. I love the site. I love what you're doing. So it's great for me. I love it.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. As one of the top hype men in the
Yes.
game, where do you get your energy from?
I don't. You know, that's a tough one. I guess you get your energy from, or I get my energy from the fact that I actually want to do what I do. You know, half of being excited and being happy and being energetic is actually having the power to do something that you want to do.
That's right.
That you're interested in, that you enjoy. So I would say it comes from the fact of, you know, the fact that I enjoy actually what I do. You know, I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I know that sounds crazy. You know, it's like I'm like the nerd of hip hop or music or whatever, but I actually get high off walking in the room and the room is full and we're going in. That's the high that I get. You know, that's I don't need to smoke or drink or nothing. That's what turns me on.
Nice. We have a lot of artists who are upcoming, who come to our site, who check out our site. Tell us a little bit about your big break, when you first started.
First of all, I started as an artist. I used to rap.
Okay.
And I was really, really good. I signed with Teddy Riley as a young guy, young kid, signed with Teddy, and very early, like, you know, earlier than most people. And then that didn't work out, and I almost signed with Puff, and I was gonna actually be one of the first rappers on Uptown for him. And then, you know, he left and turned bad boy and did all of that kind of stuff. My first big break, I would have to say, was when my brother wanted to go to school. And my brother is a executive in the business for Def Jam Records.
Okay.
And at the time, he wanted to go to school for university. And we had no way of getting him to school, because, you know, my parents are from Harlem. I'm from Harlem. You know, they have a little bit of money, but they don't have like $40,000 a year to be throwing around. Yeah. So at the time, I was on Hot 97, and I was mentored and taught everything I know about Dougie Fresh. And people, if you don't know who Dougie Fresh is, just go and Google him. You'll probably know him as the guy from Do the Dougie, but it's deeper than that. He's the world's greatest entertainer and the world's greatest hype man. So growing up, I was in his camp, and I you know, that's how I was taught. And I heard a record from DJ Kool. And I was like, hold on, I could do that. That's crowd participation. By the way, shout out DJ Kool. DJ Kool and myself have a record coming out, so that's going to be another good one that you'll be hearing soon. And, you know, I went and did a record. Didn't work. And I wound up meeting the Crooklyn Clan, because Flex was my co-worker, and he played this record, It's New York in the House, and it was like, DJ Scissor Hands, Crooklyn Clan, DJ Wiz, Crooklyn Clan. I was like, Flex, who's that? He was like, it's Riz. And I knew Riz from being a record promoter when I worked at Tommy Boy. So I called up Riz, and we got together, and I went out. I never forget it. I went out to Canarsie, Brooklyn. And I was out there in front of a church, and they were like, well, have you ever yelled anything? I was like, no. So they were like, yell something. And I don't know, they said something, and I yelled it, and then they went berserk. They said, come back tomorrow, let's make a record. And that's how my first record, Hands Up, was made, and that was the beginning of all of this.
Wow. That's amazing. What would you say are Fatman Scoop's keys to success for somebody who wants to be in your shoes, or who's coming up as a promoter or as a hype man?
Man, it's easy, you know. And I don't consider myself successful yet. I don't consider myself successful. You know, I've flown on a private jet, you know, a couple of times. But when I can do it on a regular basis, and you know, there's more to, because when you get to a level of success, you automatically want to be more successful. But for being successful in general, I would say you have to keep at it. You can't let nobody tell you that you can't do it. And you have to study your craft. I was listening to Kobe Bryant talk today on the radio in New York, and he was like, yo, you got to study your craft. And even me, you know, the years that I've been in the business, that made me wake up and say, well, hold on, man. I got to study my craft too, which means even the little things, like right before the show, going over my crowd participation and what I'm going to say and what I'm going to do, and just working working with your craft and staying persistent, because half of winning is staying in the game until it's over. So many people have missed success because they quit at the last minute when the goal was like 2 feet away.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's real talk.
So if you couldn't do music, if you could not do music,
Pilot.
what would you do?
Pilot.
Pilot. Okay.
I would already be a pilot.
So
I'd
on
be
that
flying
jet.
747s, 777 ER extended range aircraft. I'd be flying like, C-230s, big. I like the big planes. I like the big monstrous planes, like the Tupolev Russian plane, which is like I think like the Tupolev is like it's like the Russian 747. Of course, the Boeing 747. I would love to fly those. To me, that's like the most beautiful aircraft in the world. I would love like a 737 or something like that. That's what I would be doing. Only reason I didn't do it is because I thought that you had to go to the military in order to fly aircraft. So I didn't want to go to the military, so I was like, I'm not going to fly aircraft. But if I didn't know that, I would clearly be the hype man of the friendly skies. Okay. I would have definitely done that. Like that would have been what I was doing.
You imagine Fatman Scoop on the intercom on your airplane.
You are now welcome to take off your seatbelt.
That's right.
Yeah, I've been yelling. I would have been yelling the commands.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so outside of music, you got a lot of things going on. Tell us how you got on Boondocks.
It was like Aaron McGruder just called me. How did I meet Aaron McGruder? I can't even remember. Something happened. I don't know what it was, but something happened and I met Aaron. Or Aaron might have reached out to me. And I was just going back and forth on the email with him. Yo, what's going on, y'all? And he said, yo, man, I got something for you to do. And I happened to be out in L.A. with my kids for vacation. He said, yo, man, I got something for you to do. And I was like, what? He said, yo, just come and read these lines. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. And Aaron McGruder is a very funny guy. So he had some of his other guys, some of his writers there. Actually, at some point when I that next phase of my career, I'm going to go to L.A. and write with Aaron McGruder because he, I was asked to, be a writer because he has a whole team of writers, like, funny guys, like the guy who does Everybody Hates Chris, like real hilarious punchline dudes, and then Aaron, they all get together and they write. But he asked me to do the lines, and I just walked in and just did it. Like, it's very simple. If you come from radio, you can do that kind of stuff all day because you're just used to reading text. It's almost like reading a commercial. And somebody played off me. So somebody acted like the other people, and then I just read it, and that was it, and I left. And next thing you know, I was like on one episode, and then I guess what he cut what he had and made another episode out of it. It was really funny because I had never seen myself drawn as a caricature. I had a jewelry on and everything. It was like hilarious to me. But Aaron McGruder's a real good guy. Nice. Yeah.
So what do you have coming up? On the music tip, what's next?
On the music tip, I've got a project, about 3 projects that I'm doing right now. One is with a young producer called Remo the Hitmaker. Okay. And Remo he did Dancing on Me for Jim Jones. He's done a lot of stuff. He signed Ludacris, Disturbing the Peace, and we have a project coming out that's going to be coming out pretty soon. Roscoe Dash, French Montana's on there, LL Cool J's on there. I think Ace Hood's gonna be on there. I'm waiting to get a verse from Ace Hood. Who else is on the project? There's a bunch of there's like 3 or 4 other people that's on the project. Then I'm gonna after that there's a young group in in Orlando called D Squad, and I did a record with them called Bass Just Bump. Okay. And I'm gonna do a project with them, and then I also have another project with the producer Key Wayne. The producer Key Wayne that did Amen and stuff like that. Like I have a project with him. Shout to Mike Brinkley, who's the manager for Big Sean, Key Wayne, all these guys, and we got together and we're gonna do a project. So what I'm trying to do is I've never been the king of doing an album, so I'm learning how to put whole projects together. Okay. So every quarter I'm gonna release a project. And, working for a quarter, then go back, do a project, working for a quarter, go back, do a project, working for a quarter.
Which you'll see on HotNewHipHop.
Oh, of course you're going to see it there. Come on, you already know that.
That's right.
Yeah.
So where else can people find you online? As well as we close off?
Facebook.com/Fatman Scoop, Instagram @Fatman Scoop. For me, I am starting to really, really get into Instagram because for me, Twitter @Fatman Scoop. Whereas I won't type out 140 characters. When I'm somewhere, I'll take a picture of it, or I'm in St. Petersburg, Russia, and I'll take a snapshot there, or I'll take something funny, a picture of something funny that I think is funny, like I was in Blimpies and the sign said "thank you" instead of "thank you." The guys forgot the H. Come on, how you gonna forget the H? So of course the Instagram and of course Twitter @Fatman Scoop. Of course, those are the major 3 outlets. But I'm actually starting to love. I'm not really a Facebook guy, man. I usually use Twitter and Instagram to just put stuff on there.
All right, and so we had one last question before we sign off. Actually, the crew wanted to know, what's your Zodiac sign?
Oh, man, my Zodiac sign is Leo, man. My Zodiac sign is Leo. Yeah, you're Leo? What day?
All the artists are from the Midwest, so let's see how it goes. I lied. We're not doing a theme today because this guy, I Am Will Glover, said, stop doing themes. Go back to regular ones. I'm whiny. So, you know what? This one's for you.